Mudeeb. Mudeeb. Hello, YouTube. I am doing a little bit of backtracking today. So I've been using this tablet for a long time. I have had it for like, I don't know how long, maybe like 3 years. And I got it for cheap. Just for like animation stuff, and it wasn't even like an animation tablet. It looked like they definitely sold it as it was, but I didn't do my research. And it's just like a tablet. It's just an Android tablet. There's nothing that makes it special other than the app that was included with it. It's called the Picasso tab. XL. I don't know the size. I want to say it was like a 13 or maybe like a 12 and a half. It looks like a weird size compared. So I've been using Nomad sculpt on this bad boy here for a minute. Oops. Hold on a second. Forgot to put my SD card back in here. That's probably the only good thing it's got going for it. Was the SD card in there was pretty convenient. Okay, come back. Here we go. All right, let's go. New project. So, I mean, it was a tablet I had for the time being when I kind of graduated up from Mesh Mixer. I was like, oh, like I gotta have like something a little bit more because I was just kind of getting a little bit bored of Mesh Mixer. It just wasn't I feel like I had topped out of what I could do on it. And so I was like, okay, like I wanted to see what app I could use. And obviously I found like Nomad Sculpt. So I've been on here since. And so I only had this tablet at the time. And it was, I mean, I guess it was okay for the time being. I made a video about how it wasn't bad when I first started off making it and using it. And yeah, as I like started using it more and more, it was definitely a lot more frustrating using it just because like when I was researching it, people were like, oh, you have to get an iPad for it. Like it's way better because I guess the makers made it for an iPad. But, you know, I'm sure they made it for a tablet that is actually just like, yeah, it's a better processor. I think this one was just like maybe like 2 gigabytes of RAM or something. It's nothing, by no means powerful. And so I was just using it for the time being. Let's see, blank figure, final, go full. So I was using this one for the time being, and like it did the job. But again, as you get more into it and more comfortable with this, the harder it did get trying to use other things with it. Like the more I wanted to add to it, it would just really take its time. And it's like the further you go into a project, the slower it starts to get, which is the worst part because like you're already working so hard on it and you just want to finish it, but it's just slowing down. And like I definitely like I try to do a lot of research on the of like using like your let's see here, like the voxel remesh versus like the multi-resolution and like subdividing. And like if you do like a voxel remesh, it's just like a lot less memory it takes up. And so I was using that for a bit. And so yeah, like it was, again, this was something that, sorry, just give me a second. Come back here. I don't think there's anything else here, is there? Oh yeah, there is. Okay, let's go to trim. Whoa. Damn doggish. Okay, let's go. Set. Okay, we'll just trim that boy out of here. Taking its time. Again, as you're getting more into the projects and you were doing this kind of thing, like It's got some big leg behind it. Again, can't be too surprised by what I'm working with here, and like I definitely understood that. In the video I was saying it's like, well, you can use it. People were saying like, oh, just wait and save for the iPad, and like before when I was talking about it, I was like, you don't have to. Like it seems quite okay. But the more I've progressed on this app, I definitely am like withdrawing my statement. And I actually would highly recommend using like a tablet or an iPad with it, or maybe even just like a newer Samsung or something with a little bit more RAM, because it is rough, especially when you start getting more into like these intricate work and the actual like sculpting and later into the project, it gets hard. So anyway, so here it is on the, I just picked up the iPad Air, and it's got the M3 chip in it, and it was pretty much like day and night using this thing. Like I can't even begin to explain how much of a difference I pretty much instantly felt while using it. Let's see here. We'll import. Let's see here. Nomad. No. Oh, what happened here? Oh, shoot. Okay, give me a minute. I am back. Just I had like I've been trying to figure out this like the AirDrop stuff with all my files, just from getting everything over there to here, and I don't like using like iCloud, and I don't want to pay for the extra storage, so I like disabled it on here, but I guess it disabled all my files too, so I have to put my files back on because they all disappeared. Anyways, so here is both the two. So I know it's like it's kind of like a faulty comparison too, because like you can't really compare the two. This is an old Android tablet with 2 GB of RAM, and I'm not even sure the hardware that's actually in this thing, but it's by no means is it I like that up to date or advanced, and this is just like a cheapy iPad. So I think I'm just more showing you like what you'd expect, because I was when I was trying to research it, I didn't see anyone doing any comparison for me to see what's the actual difference between the two. So here I will show you what kind of the actual difference is between the two of them of speed and all. So here, the iPad I'll show you first. So very, very fluid movements. Can zoom in pretty quick, pretty close, back out. Let's see, front, back, front. And let's go to the files I have here. Click off full, light them all up. Click them all out, disappear, reappear. Got my full, let's go take all those out, take all these out. Now we just have the full figure. So this is just like a standard, like a blank figure I have. When I'm designing my figures, I just have this one kind of as like the stationary blank. I did these for like the Novo Bentos. That was this is the figure I used for all the knights, and then kind of like the guards I like would scale down a little bit smaller, so like a little different of a size comparison between the two. Anyways, so here is now for this on the tablet. Oopsies. Well, I know. That's there we go. Okay. It's the worst because you click and then you're like, oh, did I press it properly? And then you'll go to click again and then it does go and you're like, Oh, and it goes. Do, 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 do. Okay, so, oh, here we go again. Okay, just give it a minute. Yeah, so like the more you have opened up, the more lag. So here we go for the roundabout. It's laggy. Very laggy. So there's some good lag there. Obviously just because there's a lot going on. So let's cancel out of these here. And then let's just go to full figure right here. So yeah, just to show you when it's just like the, where is something else here? No. Okay. Yeah, when there's like other stuff on here, it's definitely like super laggy. But so this is a little better, a little more fluid. Front, back, it's pretty good actually. Now, and let's go, if I want to show everything on here. Oh, go. Probably should have done this here. So everything's up there. And again, then you get the lag in here. Hurting a little bit. Look it all out. Boom. Oops, no, I want full figure still up. Okay. And so you can zoom in here. A little lag. Again, the screen quality too is not the best. Let's see, actually, I'll show you what this one's like. If I have multiples open here. Okay, so we'll go click that up and we'll see how that speed is there. So look at that. So that's all. Okay. I was just doing something and then I guess it decided to just stop. So I've been talking to myself this whole time after I did all this work. Okay, so I'm gonna redo this then because okay, back to plain Jane here. Click out of full. We're just gonna go on the head. This is what I was just working on the whole time. Well, I thought I was filming, but it was not. I did not. Okay, so we'll go to the head, center that to the front. Okay, and let's go to move here. So create a little bit of horns here. Okay, and with absolute ease, as you can see here, it's pretty much taking no effort for me to add some horns on the head here. Some little fishy scales maybe. Inverted, I don't want that. Horns are a lot worse when they go inside the head than when they are outside the head. I feel like it is a little more damage to you as opposed to your self-esteem. Internal damage. You know, like brain stuff. Okay, here we go. Let's go one big one for the last one. Go up in size. Some juice behind it. All right. I'm going to do this one last time. I guess I keep it. My phone was running out of storage, but every time I went to look, I wasn't getting the message. So it just, and my eyes looked like it just stopped recording. And so I keep finishing my whole demo and I look at my phone and it hasn't recorded. So this is the third time I am trying to finish this. So I am showing you here the real deal. What the fuck? Okay, let's back a little bit for some reference here. Okay, I think it ended with me about to make the big one. All right, this is a big one. So let's go up and not do anything because that's exactly what I wanted. It's on smooth. You know, it's one of those days for reals. Okay, haha. What do we got here? Some freaking. He looks like the Flash. What have I done? I just want to make some like kind of antlers or just something that's just like a little intricate. Okay, it looks like a Kleenex, but it'll do. Okay, so let's go to remesh. So again, I'm trying to remesh this at 300. Boom. 307. You know, actually, let's go up a little higher because when I did that 307, it wasn't the best. So let's go, yeah, 358. Odds I can match the exact number on that one without typing it in? Not likely. Remesh. Pretty dang quick. Let's check this out here. It's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, a couple holes in here, but I mean, I did stretch it out pretty thin. Can we smooth it out? Hell yeah. It's a lost cause right there. Anyways, this is just more of an example for me to show you, again, the comparison between the two. I'm not trying to make art here. Or am I? Look at that. Art right there. Art. Okay. So that was a Vox remesh of 300. And now, pause for me to make sure it's still recording. It is. That's good. Now we're going to do the same stuff on this here. Horns. Okay. It's been a while for me, but you guys saw on there, it was like not long ago. So, cheers. So we're going to do some horns. Need a little too much power in there. Horn. Horn. It's struggling. It's struggling. It's taking its time, definitely, to kind of get the stuff out here. I went on a whole tyrant about it, but I guess I'll go over it again. Is that like the iPad was pretty much what I've read on Reddit was that, or like that even the Nomad Sculpt forum was that like the guy who produced it, who made the app, did it for iPads specifically in mind. So that's why on the iPad they have like a secondary purchase in app. That's like some kind of like advanced topology for it. And so they have like an advanced topology for that. But they don't have that on Android. You can't purchase that. It's not included or anything like that. And so I think that's where you can definitely see that. And even while working with the app on Android, like and again, I'm sure with newer Androids like Samsung and stuff that are like, they have like a higher processing power, I'm sure they probably would do this just as good as the iPad. But like Picasso Tab XL here it's taking a beat. You know, Picasso's rolling in his grave right now, wondering why they trademarked his name and, you know, did he get paid for it and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. So these horns are really taking its time here. So these are even just the small ones. And again, this is on just like a single head. It's not even the full body. So that's that there. Let's try and do some kind of horn here again. I'll go out. All right, that's a little more, that looks like a dinosaur human hybrid. Ooh, look at that. Whoa. It's kind of cool. Go like a little more Satan-y, I feel like. I'm gonna get this out here. Get this out here. And it's on meow. Okay, we'll go shrink down. All right. Those look like some weird antlers. It almost looks like it holds something. Look at that, a little pen holder. So let's go to remesh, and this is where you can really see the struggle here. So I'm pretty sure the last one I remeshed at 350. So let's just double check here. 358. Right, because they said odds that I can redo that exact number, unlikely. So 350, 361, 350, oh yeah, that's pretty good, 357. Okay, remesh. So remember how quick it was on here, pretty much instantaneous to load that up. And so this one's taking its time. Also, with the pen, I find a really annoying thing is like, it doesn't, if you want to be intricate with it, it won't, like when you have to do like a small movement to line something up, you like press and move it, and it like, the let go, it kind of just like it goes farther than it needs to. So you'll press it and kind of move it, and the let go is just more than you like want it to. So, okay, so that's remesh there. Sorry, let's go back and finish this up here before I start on something else. So here's the smoothing. Again, it does the job, but it's definitely like, it takes its time with it. And so when you get into more of like the intricate stuff in there too, is when it really starts to get frustrating, because you're trying to like, you want it to be pretty spot on or line up, and I feel like it really kind of hurts to try and line up sometimes. So let's go with the head here, rectangle. Whoa, oops, like as you go, try to auto validate, because not only is it laggy, but once you've messed up, you have to wait a while for it to kick back up. So I like to go off auto validate and then kind of move it over, and then I can kind of adjust from there. And so this is what I was trying to say. So when I try to line it up with the line, I'll let go, it moves back. And so I can try to get a little more closer here. And so here we go. Line that up. That's pretty spot on, actually. Bad example. Usually you'll try to line it up and then you'd let go and it would move back, or it would move back or move forward, and you're like, oh, it's over the line, under the line. So let's split that. Okay. So, oopsies. Okay, that is in half. Okay, so same thing. I'll go to split. I'm gonna turn that on first though. I heard that works best. Let's go split, same thing, make sure it's off, validate. So look at that, like pretty much instantly I dragged it over there, and it, as I picked up my pen, it is on the line of where I left it. As opposed to here, when I drag it, it moves forward or back a little bit. That's spot on the line there after the one drag. So that is convenient, especially when you start getting into this stuff here where you're kind of higher up in your the scene verticals in here. And when it starts slowing down, it really gets frustrating, because you really want it to be pretty spot on. And then, you know, you can always pick up another, you can always like copy it and then open up a new file. And that's what I was kind of doing with this one here. So if I was working on just a head and it was just, there's so much going on in the scene, I mean, I'm lucky I work with like articulated figures, so it's in pieces already. But if I was doing, say, a full figure or a statue or something like that, or like just a full-size figure all joined up, it would struggle because it's like, not only do I have more going on here, but now that I have a bunch of stuff going on, and I'm trying to make these smaller moves, it's really bogging me down. And so like my one way around that was I would just like take like one item that I was working on, and if it was really slow, I just copy it into like a new file and start on that file as a new thing. And I could work on it with kind of like like topping up at my original amount of like kind of processing power I have. Whereas this, I'm sure I could do this all within the software here. Like I could do all the pieces and it would still work as flawless as just one item on one thing. So that's split there. We'll move that. Oh, you know what? I can show you. So this one is where it gets real. Oops. Be gone. Be gone. Okay, so we'll go ahead. Split. We'll go to just this one here. So this is like the doozer, I'd say, for where I really found out what I was working with on this tablet here was, okay, so I'll go to head split. Yeah, I'll get rid of that guy. We'll go with this here. So there is kind of like a thing you can do on here called the array. So you can get in a line a bunch of items and then just add it. So let's see here. Go size to there. So again, that's what I was saying, where you like, when I try to stop it on something and then let go, it goes back. You know, it doesn't line up right on there. As soon as I let go of the pen, it just jumps. There we go. Okay, so now we'll add some in here. So this is one that definitely like takes a toll on the tablet because it is a kind of a powerful thing that you can do on here. Like that's pretty crazy itself, and then I could probably just print that off as something right there. Can even go to the array. The curve is pretty cool too. Go, oh yeah, go back. Okay, let's go to edit. You know, honestly, I don't even really know how to do that much on this one, I guess. It's just that I haven't been able to even try much of this kind of thing because it always just ends up crashing or just can't really do much with it. Like once I've kind of say added this kind of stuff to it, it slows it down right away, and then just like the lag is real after this. Like this is when, and then if I were to try and like start doing more stuff on here, this is where it just adds to it and it just kind of spirals down. Whoopsies, didn't need that. And then when I go on to say here, where is this again? Array. Click off. So move this guy over here. Again, instantaneous after I let go of it. It just stops on the dot. And that is probably like one of the most nice things I've seen on this so far. Is like, if you want to line it up with it. Oh, here we go. Oh dear. You know what? Look at that. Maybe it's user error instead. There we go. Okay, so let's add this here. The count of these. Let's look at that. I've pretty much doubled the amount that was in there. Let's go a little bigger. Validate that. So it's pretty much double the amount. And that is that of no struggle in working with that still. Like nothing's bogging down here. And then on here, like it's it's okay. It's still a little laggy, but it's just not as fluid. So that's kind of my thing here. So I'm just, I guess, trying to let you know that like this does still work. That if you use this, you don't have the money to shell out for this. I think, and I live in Canada here, and I think I paid $7.29 plus tax. And I live in BC too, so like we have a higher tax over here. So it's yeah, I think I paid like $7.30 or something. And so I know not everyone has that kind of money kicking, and so I do get that it's it's a lot if you want to get into Nomad sculpt here. The Android works, like it does do the job. There is a big difference when you start moving up to like when you try this out. Like I don't know if I could use this again because this was frustrating before. I can't even imagine using this now and then going back to that. I'd be more frustrated. I definitely this was like a patience tester using it on here, because especially when you're doing things and then like it does start to, let's see if I can, let's see if, so here, look at that. So this is what I'm saying. So where like this pause does come here. So if you're doing something, it delays, you're working on it, it's frustrating, you get frustrated, you're like, blah, 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 blah. Especially if you're like getting close and I just kind of want to get on with my day. I'm just doing this for right now. And this is fun. This is a hobby and it is supposed to be fun, but it does get a little frustrating when it's lagging out. So this is where I'm saying that I still think it's a good option if you're getting into it. So say you have a tablet at home that's like an older tablet, and it does have like you're able to buy, this is still lagged out, BT dubs, you're still able to like use sculpt on it. It's good if you're like beginning. Like I was using Mesh Mixer before, and this is a huge step just from Mesh Mixer, which was I was using on like an older gaming PC, and it ran pretty flawlessly on there. But it was, you top out, and then this is the Nomad sculpt is a whole new game, and it is pretty fun in here. It's fun using this, but again, I think it's that top out. So if you have this, you're getting into it, and you don't want to put too much money into it, I'd say use it on like a cheaper Android. It's definitely a good thing. You can get like a good taste and a good idea of it, because even if you buy like the iPad and stuff, you get into it and you're like, yeah, maybe it's not for me, or you get bored. You're down the hole almost $1,000. Whereas this, if you had like a cheaper Android that you start off with like for $300 or something like that, or even cheaper, at least if you get bored of it, you're kind of like, man, that's, at least you didn't waste too much money. And you can probably resell, like I don't know where the Apple resale value is for the tablets themselves, but I know for like the computers and laptops, it's just not it. Like you lose pretty much half instantly. So yeah, it's, again, I'm just saying, like, this is just like for you to watch, to see kind of how that does compare. Yeah, so that's still frozen. How those do compare with each other, and to see the kind of like the motion of it. Again, I was trying to look for it when I was using this, and I wanted to buy an iPad, and I was like, like I don't see any comparison videos here to kind of get a good idea of like the difference between the two. So that is me showing you the difference between the two. And again, this is an older Samsung, so I'm sure even if you use just like the plain iPad that you can purchase, it would probably still work pretty good. Probably even still like better than this, I think, because they even have the A16, and I think the A16 is still a pretty good processor. And again, with like Samsung tablets and I know there's a lot more I was looking for or looking at, and a lot of people, like there's a lot of like Chinese companies that I don't remember the name of, or a couple of them anyways that people were saying were really good too, and so it is out there. Again, don't let it shy away from like, again, if you're beginning, this is it. If you're experienced with like Blender or something and you go onto this, it's gonna be pretty frustrating. Unless you're using Blender on like a brick or something that was like struggling really hard and you used to like delays, then you know this is just you're gonna be like, oh, it's no big deal. I love it on the tablet though. I love using it on the tablet because I can watch a movie. I can go to my bedroom. I'm like someone who has to walk around. I can't just like stay stationary. So it's nice to have that accessibility, so I don't have to just like sit in one spot and get bored and blah blah blah, and I gotta move. Excuse me. So yeah, then that's pretty much it. And I can kind of get back to it, and it helps designing. Like right now, I've been working on just like Isaac from Dead Space here. Created like a little articulated figure here, and again, I did this on the Nomad sculpt on the Android, and it definitely like it was rough, but I mean I did eventually get it. So and like it just took a little bit longer. I'm excited to see kind of what I can do with this now that I've kind of learned the basics on here, and then use it with like some actual like proper speed and just like software I don't know, management or blah 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 blah. I'm not smart. I don't know. I'm trying to sound like I'm smart. I'm not like a. I'm not some tech, like a big tech guy or anything like that. Like I just enjoy, like I enjoyed like the 3D printers. I like making articulated figures. Action figures are getting so expensive, and I was just like, oh man, I think I'd rather just make my own, and then that way I don't have to wait for someone to kind of eventually make an action figure I've been waiting for. I can just make it myself, and then I can paint it, and I have a little more pride in it. So this is where, oops, it's gone now. Bye bye. This is where I do enjoy this whole hobby. It's a pretty awesome hobby. Happy to kind of get more into the sculpting end of it here, and yeah, thank you for joining me. And I'm sure you'll see all the cuts in the video, and I'll probably keep uploading some stuff here and show you my journey. And yeah, thank you very much, and goodbye.